This is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to be making some coffee-inspired gift tags. I'm going to be using the stamp set Cuppa Cuppa from Made It. So let's get started. So what I first started doing is I decided to take some of my patterned paper along with some of my small little pieces of paper, and they were just the right size for stamping out a bunch of these coffee cups or teacups. So also the sleeve that goes on it, I was able to stamp out a bunch of those in the pattern paper as well as the white. So as I was going along in the process, I said, you know what, the pattern paper would be nice to also have the sleeve, and then I can kind of mix and match what I wanted to do. So here's some of the pattern paper that I had. And I thought, you know what, stamp it on something that has smaller patterns so it will fit and you can really see the definition on the cups. So I was really happy about that. So sometimes you just have to start the process and then you just kind of, new ideas just keep coming to you. So then I also wanted to color in some of these, like the white ones. So what I did was I colored in, used my Copics to color these in. And so this is what I got. And then I just added a sleeve and kind of, it's almost like you're dressing up your cup. And then I stamped out some of the sentiments. This one says, "This will perk you up." And this one says, "A cup of cheer." And these would be cute little embellishment type ideas for you too. So that's another thing. You can kind of decorate them. I did do my stitching across the top. I couldn't help it. I also did the, I used one of the sparkle pens and I just sparkle the top of the lid. So you could basically do whatever you want on those. I also have this napkin that was inspired, that inspired me to actually do the tags, because I wanted to cover the tags with the napkins, and then I said to myself, you know what, it would be nice if I use the Made It stamp. I think this could be a favorite stamp for a lot of people, especially if you're a coffee or a tea drinker like I am. And so I had a few of these. My cereal boxes, all I did was I actually had paint that was left over from another project and I didn't want to waste it. I had poured too much out. So I said, you know what, I'm going to just paint an entire box. I cut up the box, painted the whole thing with the white paint and let it dry. And I said, you know what, I'll probably use it later on. So now I have these that I cut up into gift tags. And so we're going to cover that with the napkins. So let's see, in order to do that, this is going to be so fun. I've never done this before, but I had been thinking about it. And so when you think about it, you may as well go ahead and do it. Okay, so what you're going to do is, I want to get a bunch of these out of the one napkin. This napkin I've used in another project, and I will post that below. It was a Mod Podge project. But I love it. This is a napkin I got at Dollar Tree. So they had a ton of them. So I have a few left that I can actually use to make something else. And so if you like giving away like coffee gifts or tea inspired gifts, I know I've done baskets with tea and coffee type things, you can actually attach some of these gift tags to them. Okay, so what you're going to do is, I have this painted in white already. And it's not a real vibrant white, but it will still work. And so I'm going to cover the tag with my napkin. And I'm going to need some craft bond. And so I've done this in a few projects. So this should come out really good. And just to let you see, that napkin really has a nice pattern. I love the colors on there. It just makes me happy. Okay, so once I pulled, what I did was I pulled apart the other layer so that you just have the artwork layer on here. So if you haven't seen me done it, I just want to make sure I'm explaining it to you, okay? So I'm going to take my craft bond and I'm going to go over the whole thing, the whole tag with this. And if you hear that noise in the background, Cinnamon is in the craft room today, as always. Okay, and I just want to make sure that the whole thing is covered because you don't want your napkin raising up. So you want to make sure everything is covered. And sometimes I have to kind of look at it at an angle just to make sure where I can see all that shine on there. Just make sure that everything is covered. Okay, and so placing your napkin down, facing down actually, I'm going to place this on here. And you want to rub this in really good. You want to do this really good just to get a good, you want it to adhere to your tag really good. Okay, and you want to make sure that you don't have much sticky stuff on here because that'll mess up your napkin too. You don't want to have anything sticky on the surface. Okay, so once you got that on there and it looks good on this side, let's see. Yeah, it's got a good, it's adhering really good on there. So once you have that done, I'm just going to cut away. Just going right over, right up on the edge there and cutting this away. And I'll post some other ideas below with the napkins since I've used those before. Okay. And then you're going to just do the other side. Okay, so look how nice that looks. Really cute. Good way to use up your stuff from your stash. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And I probably won't rub it too hard since this is like double-sided. I'm not going to rub it down too hard because I don't want that other part to come up. Okay, and could you imagine the amount of gift tags you can make with these? If you see some Christmas inspired napkins, you could use those as well. So you notice I'm not pressing down too hard because I really don't want that to rip since the napkins are delicate. And just another hint, make sure you don't have anything sticky on your hands. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this away. And just take your time. That way you get a good cut. Okay, and so that's what it looks like. And I've got sticky stuff on my hands. I got all this stuff sticking. Okay, and that's what it looks like. And all I'm going to do now, since I didn't press as much, it's still a little bit raised up. So I'm just going to kind of just gently press it in. Not trying to do too much to that napkin. And so the reason why you want to have that white underneath there is because it makes the artwork really stand up and it looks like it's true colors. So you want it to stand out. Okay, and there you go. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and cover the rest of these and then I'll come back and we'll start to decorate them. Okay, so these are covered on both sides, and I did go ahead and take one of the pieces of scrap paper that I had and just covered one using the scrap paper, so I thought that was cute. And I'm going to, I already outlined these, but just in case you're tuning in for the first time, I just wanted to show you, I just usually take a Sharpie marker, sometimes my Copic markers, and I just go around the edge here. And to me, that helps it to stand out more. Okay, just like that. And you're also going to need to punch a hole in the top. Not as it's covered, I just like to go ahead and do this. So you can make a bunch of these in a day. It's one of those nice calming projects that you can just do them. Pull out a bunch of papers that look nice and you just do them. So now for the fun part, we get to decorate. But it's all fun. So I've got the cups, and then I've got a few sleeves also that I cut out on here. And so I think that's just so cute, just like that. And just basically, you're just putting pieces together. And I'm just using, many of you have asked me about this glue. It's art glitter glue. It dries clear and it dries really fast. And it's really good for paper crafting. So this is something that you should just have as one of your crafting tools. Okay, so that's on, and the nice thing is you can just kind of mix and match these. Here's the other one. And I'll just take one of these and put it on like that. So I'm going to have more than enough to decorate my tags. But you can do a bunch of these and then you'll have a bunch for your cards. So of course I have more than enough and I can use this for like future cards if I wanted to. Look how cute those are. Just by taking some decorative paper, or you just color them in yourself using whatever you have. You have pencils, markers, crayons, whatever you have, you can do this with. If you want to have something stamped on there, you can. If you don't, just leave it alone. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this together. I think I'm going to go with this one on here. And I need something. I'm not going to pop this one up. I'll pop one of the other ones up or put it on a mounting square. Just going to adhere this right to my tag. And I like to kind of go like this when I'm doing it. And I'm not concerned with matching my colors. Everything doesn't have to be matched up. And I'm going to pop one of these on there. Put a little heart. Look how pretty. That came from my Dollar Tree stickers. I got a bunch of these. So everything just kind of blends together on its own. You don't have to really think about it. So this is already popped up, so I'm just adding a little bit. It has a sticker on it, but I'm just adding a little bit more just to make it even more secure. And that is so cute. Now I'm going to get my sequins and add just a few sequins to this. And remember, I'm not matching it up. Everything doesn't have to be so matched up. You can make it whatever color you want. Okay, so I'm going to put some in these spaces right here. That way you can see them. And for the amount of these sequins that I got for $1, I am loving it. And if I want, I could put something down here. I could put a message down there. It's just up to you. I'm just giving you some type of idea. And I think for this one, the jute twine would be perfect. And I'm not doing any particular length on this. I'm not measuring it out. Just going to do a couple of them. And I probably should have put this on before I put my sequins on because they're still wet. I'm really loving these little cups. I may end up just making some and putting some sparkly stuff on them. Oh, wait a minute, some sparkly stuff. Yeah, I can use some stickles if I wanted to and outline the cup or outline the lid. Just giving you a few ideas to do with that. But everything I use for this project I will put below. So look, that's the first one done. Look how fun that looks. You can attach that to someone's gift. Okay, let's do this one. And you see how the colors just kind of blend in. And this one says, "This will perk you up." And I'm going to mount this one. Since we have a message on there, I'm going to go ahead and mount this. And I'll use my Dollar Tree mounting tape. So I hope you're being inspired by this, that it gives you some ideas. If you don't have this stamp set, you can use another one. Stamp out those little images and then just kind of color them in the way you want, or stamp them out on some decorative paper. These are good for using up your scraps too because they're so small. So imagine if you had tiny pieces of scraps, like I'm getting ready to have, like look, this is going to be used for another project. So of course doing this project creates more scraps, but I just can't bring myself to throw them out. So I'll be using those in other projects. You might as well get your money's worth out of all of these. Okay, look how pretty that is. And I'm going to pop some sequins up on here. And that will be done. Remember, don't think about it. I have been thinking about this. Actually, this one came to me in a dream. I dreamt that I was crafting and I was like, oh yeah, I need to go ahead and do this. I dreamt that I was crafting about the coffee napkins and I said, you know what, I haven't done a gift tag like that. So that's number 2. And I'll go ahead and put my twine on later. Let's go to the next one. This one is slender, a little bit slender. Let's see if I want that on there. I'm liking that. I could put on this larger one. I'm going to put that on the larger one. And I'll put one of the patterned ones on here. Yep. And I'm going to mount it. So everything will just come together for you. As I always say, just don't think about it, just do it. Because when that mind starts racing, you'll never get started because you'll think about all the things you don't have. And sometimes you just have to focus on what you do have. And believe me, if you really focused on what you do have, you have a lot. That's a good life lesson too. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on all the things you do have. I'm going to just put this one straight. I don't usually do that, but it'd be cute. And see, just popping it up a little bit helps. I feel like I need to put some, what would crafting be without stitching, right? Just going to go right around the edge there. Just a little bit. I can't help myself with this stitching. Okay, cute. And I'm going to get some green. I'm going to put some green sequins on this one. Yeah, I think that'll work. Green, green, and green. Now, important question. Are you a tea person or a coffee person? I like both. I do 1 cup of coffee in the morning, but I am mostly a tea person. Our family is like a tea family. If you go to anybody's house, they're going to offer you a cup of tea. I do like, the teas that I like are the, what is it called? Oh, Bengal Spice. Me and my husband love that tea. So if you have a favorite tea, list it below, because I need to get my tea stash ready for the fall and the colder weather that might be coming. Always looking for new tasty teas. If you have a favorite coffee, list it below, because someone may end up saying, you know what, I need to go buy some of that. All right, so we got this one with the green on it. So you don't have to get real fancy with these, but if you wanted to, you could. Once I put my twine on these, it's going to look really cute. It's going to like finish it off. Okay, so let's do this one. And I'm going to, this one has too much of that pattern in it, so I'm going to use this one right here. Let me say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That one's pretty cute too. I'm going to save that one for this. And then on this one, I'm going to use this. And I'm going to pop it up on that. Someone asked me what my favorite craft was, and I don't know, the Mod Podge I love, the paper crafting I love, the card making, the upcycling. I just love it all. I love it all. I especially like taking things that aren't looked at as being valuable and turning it into something beautiful, using it in something else. So I try to challenge myself to find the beauty in everything. This right here, I'm wondering what would happen if I put my red stitching around there. I might as well go for it, right? I'm trying to match it to this, the red in here. And if you look at the details of this, this looks like little branches. I guess it's branches with leaves. That is just so cute. And if I want, I could stamp something in there. Okay, and I took a chance, and that red works. On this little plaid background, that red really works. And let's see if I want to put anything on there. I feel like I might put something, let's see. I have these hearts, and look at that. I'm going to take one of these hearts, and I'm going to put it right in the middle of my cup right here. Look how cute that is. I am loving that. See how everything comes together? You just kind of going with the flow. And guess what? I'm thinking I got another one to do, and that went so fast. I had so much fun, I just got caught up in the moment. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these off with some twine, and then I'll come back to show you what it looks like. You know what? I did forget one. I forgot this one right here. Yep. So let's get that one taken care of. I'm loving the way that looks with the blue. Maybe I'll pop a blue sequin on there if I want. We'll see. And I kind of like the dimension that it has with these. I'm really liking that. And don't forget, you can turn these into cards. It doesn't have to be a tag. You can do a card with these. Use the same technique. I'm really loving these colors right here. This would be really pretty in a card. And I got one little, see if I put one there. Okay, so this is what we have so far on that one. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and put my twine on. Okay, so our tags are all done and they are adorable. I am really loving these. This one is really cute. Really cute, but don't be afraid to use those napkins. If you have napkins in your stash, get those little tiny pieces of paper, stamp out some of these images that are on your stamp sets. If you don't have this stamp set, I will list it below in the description box. But just have fun with it. Use whatever you have, and I'll see you real soon. And guess what? Don't forget to give this a thumbs up and subscribe and join our crafty family. I'll see you real soon. Bye.